So it's a weekend, I'm on long call and our attending offered to buy us lunch, so of course I get a little wellness walk to go pick it up. And this is really sad, but this is the first time I've seen the daylight in the past several rotations. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Pad Thai. We got some noodles from your noodle house. Hey, yes, pick up. It's cold. It's like 26 degrees outside. But just thankful to see the sun. The sun rises around like 7:30 and it sets at like 4 up here. So I would get to the hospital before the sun rises and leave after it sunsets. So legitimately, at least when I'm working, besides the windows, this is the first time I've seen the sunlight. Yeah, the little blessings in life. I'm glad they let me step away from the floor to grab it. I hope my senior's doing okay holding all the floor down. Bag secured. Yeah, honestly, this period of residency is just like put your head down and work. And I'm sorry if none of my videos are interesting because, yeah, life is boring. My job involves a lot of things I can't film. And that's okay. But at least in the little moments, I can walk and see the sun and, like, surprisingly, on my one day working, feel like a normal human being again. It's nice. And I'm not asking for much, it's just a walk, but it is nice. I almost kind of want to take a scenic route, but I don't want to leave my senior waiting here too long, even though I know she can handle it. Also, I can't feel my hands. Connecticut, what? It's like dry cold too. Anybody got any skincare tips? Oh my god, it's cold. What am I doing? I gotta go back down to the south. This is nah. No, sir. I can't feel my hands or my fingers. Fit check. Almost there. Back to work. This concludes Wellness Walk with Andy. Time to deliver the goods to the team. Secondary side quest. Oreo matcha bubble tea for me and the senior, because the vibes are high on a weekend when we're stuck in the hospital on call. Woo! My badge broke. Ooh, I need another one of these. I'm tired of this grandpa. That's too damn bad! Y'all see what I mean? Look at this. I need vitamin D supplements, man. Like, it's already dark. I'm leaving. Sun sets at like 2 p.m. out here. Not really, it's like 4, but that's still kind of depressing. This past month has been honestly really hard to balance anything or learn anything outside of just being in the hospital. But I do recognize doing something outside hospital is what keeps you sane. But there are ways still to learn in the busy schedule. Thanks to today's sponsor, Skillshare. How do you learn a new skill in the few free hours between a busy work or school schedule? Discover your passion with Skillshare, the online learning community built to allow you to learn on your own, wherever and whenever. If you're struggling like me to fight off creator imposter syndrome with your own platform, check out Lucy Lambrick's course on overcoming the critical voice. Want to learn more about an old skill like guitar? Skillshare has a course to expand your horizons or pick up where you last put your instrument down. Or maybe you just want to learn the basics of filmmaking. Check, check, and check. From business to cooking to graphic design, no goal is too small and no busy schedule can stop you from lifelong learning with Skillshare. To join the community, use the link down below in the description to get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Again, the first 500 people to use the link below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare to learn quite literally anything you set your mind to. Like all of medicine, continue to be a lifelong learner, and thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Christmas gifts from the department. Duffel bag. Another day, another rotation done. Almost halfway through intern year. Basically halfway through intern year. It's a weird feeling. Empty parking lots, man. Dog, it is cold out here, man.
Get the bubble suit. What's up?
What's up, big guy? Too cold out here.
I'm not in the Midwest anymore, but it is cold.
Dude, I don't care what you say.
It's nicer in the sun, but the wind.
The wind is bad here. We don't even have skyscrapers. I don't know where this wind is coming from.
It just sounds like we're from Chicago.
Alright, well,
It's
perfect
the wind
weather for
that
ramen. Perfect weather for ramen. Ooh, coffee too. Here we go. Yes. Tell you about what?
Every time they're like, oh, like you look familiar. And I'm like,
How you know me?
how do you,
Who? Hey, somebody recognized Snaith during the interview from my videos. Snaith, you ready? Oh yeah. All right, first bite.
let me just do the, you gotta get the right first bite though.
Alright.
Do noodles or should I do the? Yeah.
Just, here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is good.
New ramen
I don't know
spot.
what the broth is, but oh, this is
New
perfect.
ramen spot unlocked.
Perfect for
This
this weather.
is not good. My wallet.
Yeah, not good for the wallet.
This is the best ramen in New Haven. This is hands down best ramen in New Haven.
Really?
Yeah.
More than
This is better than Menyakumi.
Oh,
I'm saying it on camera.
calling it out.
I'm saying it on camera.
What was her name? You saw her on this trip,
Lila.
right? Yeah.
What the heck? It's snow. Snow.
Why is it like fast and slow, fast and slow?
That's just how it is.
Why not? VA floors with the fit check. So for the past month, I've been on general internal medicine floors, working 6 days a week, 1 day off. And the thing with general medicine in internal medicine. As the primary team for these admitted patients, you get a lot of time to talk with the families, update them, and unlike the MICU, in non-critical care scenarios, which leads you to learning a lot about the patients, their families, their background, but also a lot about yourself. So literally a few weeks ago, not even, I posted this video right here. The video was kind of all about my own frustrations that are shared with a lot of people on social media, particularly in the medical field, regarding like basically if what we do is even worth it. Having a full-time job as a resident physician, or to a greater extent an attending physician, is no easy task on itself. So like, why? What's the point of really like chucking in this additional responsibility of being on social media? I talked a lot using Dr. Cellini as an example of the fact that like it's sometimes okay just being a doctor and a family man, or a father, mother, husband, wife, whatever you find valuable in your life. Social media doesn't have to be part of that. And that video went up at 11 a.m. Eastern time on a Sunday. I scheduled it to go live while I was at work. And I kid you not, entirely unrelated, 2 hours after that video went live, this happened. I admitted a patient the night before. Something very simple, electrolyte imbalance, something that can be easily fixed with just IV hydration and electrolyte repletion. However, this person did have a complex history which did involve cancer, and cancer that had not the greatest prognosis in the world. Of course, when you're dealing with somebody this sick, the family are understandably concerned and they want to know all the details of what's going on, how we are helping to get them better, and what does the future look like after they are out of the hospital. These are all things as the intern you're fielding. With the exception of the emergency medicine physicians, you're really the first doctors that they will see. And from that point on, you are the point man for any questions that the family has or the patient has. So they hold on to your every word like it is gospel. Something that I have to remind myself as an intern, and I think all residents have to remind themselves to not take for granted. I admitted this patient late in the afternoon the day prior, did the whole admission H&P orders, and then saw him with the entire family present in the room. I did my best to explain what was going on, what the next few days was going to look like, a lot of which involved IV hydration, tried to reassure everybody that things were going to be okay, and answer any questions the best that I could. Nothing necessarily special, and then I went back to the office to do all the typical resident clerical work and to make sure things were cleaned up for the night. The next day, he gets better, and late in the afternoon, I go to check up on him, as all residents should do. And it's all about the little things, like noticing he's got on nice headphones and going like, hey, how you like those? I'm thinking of getting a new set too. What do you think? Finding some way to cheer this person up and talk about anything other than the slew of medications and diagnoses that this person probably has heard way too much over the past several months. So all we're doing is doing our best to put a smile on this person's face and to brighten their day. In the middle of the conversation, the wife looks at me and goes, I meant to ask you this last night after you left. Do you have a YouTube channel? When I say my heart dropped to the basement in that moment, because that's everybody's fear when they subject themselves to the internet as a physician. Being on social media as a doctor holds so many connotations to it, and 90% of them are negative. And so when a patient's family that you're taking care of mentions it, you're like, oh my God, what could this be? And not because I've done anything wrong, but it's just like, what connotation does my work have to this person? Because at the end of the day, I show up to work and want only to take care of people to the best of my abilities and put this part of me aside for after I clock out. And so like in every situation where I get recognized or somebody mentions my work on social media, I just kind of laugh and awkwardly go, yes, you know, that is something that I do. And the wife and the patient looks at me and goes, our daughter was here listening to you when you admitted him, and after you left the room, went, Mom, Dad, like, do you guys know he's famous? And they go, what? And it's like, yes, look, he's famous, he's on YouTube. They ended up watching some of my videos. They were really impressed with the portfolio that I guess I've built over the past 4.5 years. And the wife looked at me and said, we're really proud of you. To do all of that along with medicine is incredible, and that you need to really keep it up, and you're making a huge impact. Because our daughter came in here, saw you at work in your own element, not on a computer screen or an iPhone screen, and saw you do an amazing job explaining everything that's going on to help us out in a way that we could all understand. And you're doing such a great job. To keep it up. That was the first time any patient has recognized me in the clinical setting, or at least told me about it in a clinical setting, and basically told me to keep going. To keep going with YouTube. Keep going making videos, because when their daughter's eyes lit up, because I was her father's doctor, there was instant trust there. There's trust and a belief that things could get better. This all happened to me 2.5 hours after I posted a video, basically hinting that I probably will leave YouTube. You know, I love to say that the big man upstairs has a sense of humor, but that day he was cackling, like hysterically laughing at me. And I'm one to believe that everything happens for a reason. Every interaction has some lesson to be learned from it. And I think that day's lesson was pretty dang clear. I think oftentimes we get in our own heads to the point where we're afraid of the 1% that will have the negative connotation of what you do. And that fear sometimes speaks louder than any rational thought you have. And there are still days and periods, and probably will be days and periods, where I let that fear speak way louder to me than anything rational, and will tell me that every time I press upload or press record on the camera, it just doesn't matter. And although this wasn't a clinical lesson, patients really do have a way of proving you wrong at every point in your life. And that day, I was proven very, very wrong. And I think I'm much better off for it. And I have nothing but gratitude for that family and that interaction. So I guess what you do does matter, even if you think it doesn't. And I guess as much as there is a chance of people perceiving you wrong with what you do, there's just as much of a chance of people perceiving it right. And being much better off from you pressing a silly button on the internet. God has a sense of humor, don't he? So cheers to the new year and all those conversations that you're absolutely meant to be having, and those interactions that were seemingly predestined for you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in 2025.